All right. Next up on the list, we have Jeffrey Stacy. Stacy was caught in the Ohio Sting, and he's definitely one of the more popular predators ever caught. He is well known for a couple of things, a couple of moments throughout his interrogation and his interrogation. But JC, Jeff Stacy is no longer with us. He is on a lower plane of existence now. He passed away, I believe, back in 2020 or 2021. We're going to go over that near the end after we go over his chat log. But I would like to say thank you to Saul and Dave's Lemonade for the uncut, or as uncut as it can be, I think, Stacy timeline, or not timeline, interrogation. So let's hop right into it, shall we?
You there? I'm gonna go up and get ready, okay?
Okay.
Wait at the bar for like 5 minutes and then follow me up, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Could you do me a favor and just have a seat right over there on the other side of the bar?
Okay.
How's it going?
All right.
Did you find a place to park okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's have a seat.
I like how Chris asked that like he's like downtown at like a restaurant or something. I never asked anyone coming to my house if they had difficulty parking. I have a driveway. I have street parking. That's one of the odder questions Chris has ever asked. But Stacy, he walks into someone's house who he doesn't know. And anytime I'm in someone's house, I'm always very like uncomfortable. I'm in someone else's home. This is their spot, their space. I kind of feel a little awkward going in there. This guy, walks right in. I don't know if it showed him knocking or not. Let's go back. He just walks right in. Maybe when we go over his chat log, maybe the decoy said to just waltz right in. But that's so odd. Like, I'd never do that. Even if people tell me to just walk right in, I don't. I knock. It's just such a sign of, like, disrespect. I don't know. Shit's weird.
And just have a seat right over there on the other side of the bar.
Oh, look at that. Look at his face. He is annoyed. He's annoyed that Chris Hansen, a handsome, tall man, just showed up and cock blocked him. Tough life, Jeff.
How's it going?
All right.
Did you find a place to park okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's have a seat. What's your plan for tonight?
Nothing really.
Nothing really.
Mm-mm.
Who'd you come here to meet?
Some girl.
Some girl whose name is what?
Yeah, I don't know if you could hear it, but he mumbled under his breath, "What is her name?" Kind of like that. How do you not remember, dude? I understand, not everyone's good with names. But, like, at the same time, it's like, you're gonna, lay some pipe, at least remember their name. No, no. Maybe it's the nerves. Maybe he's nervous right now. He is nervous right now. But it's like, can you remember the name, bro?
You can't even remember her name.
It's Amanda, I believe.
As Chris just said.
Amanda?
Amanda James?
Sadie, maybe?
Oh, it was Amanda.
Yeah. And how old is this girl you came here to meet?
I believe she's 18.
18.
Mm-hmm.
Convenient. Minimum legal age. Not 19. Minimum. The minimum is there because people would go lower. Minimum wage, age of consent, age of employment. People would go lower, right? So saying, oh, she's 18 isn't like, gonna make you innocent in this. Like, oh, the absolute minimum. Okay, bud.
And what made you think she was 18?
Because I thought she said she was 18.
You want to try again?
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought.
But that's not what she told you, is it?
I don't know.
Well, you can say that.
Okay.
but I have the transcript of the conversation.
Okay.
And right up top, she says she's 15.
15, I believe, is one of the older ages they ever used. Because some people got all fussy about, like, oh, well, 15 is close to 18, and 18 is legal, so 15 is almost legal. And it's like, that's not the point of this. The point is them preying on someone who's too young to make the best decision for themselves. A child. And it was odd that they had to actually lower the age. Because they caught a little bit of flack for, like, oh, only 15? Like, that's not... What? It doesn't make it okay. People are wild.
Okay.
How old are you?
21.
21.
God damn. I'm 24. And I look significantly younger than this man. I don't know if it's because he hangs out with his druggy friends and all that, but... And also, shave that little stash here. It's thin on his right side. On our left, it's thin. But then on the other side, it's, normal trimmed thickness. Shave all of it off, my guy. What are you doing?
And why did you think it was appropriate or legal to come here to meet a 15-year-old girl home alone?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
You got to have a better answer than that.
I didn't think she was 15.
I didn't think she was 15. You didn't know she was 18. I didn't think she was 15. What does that mean, Jeff? Oh, she said it, and then you don't know if you read it, and then, oh, I thought she was 18. Like, that makes it okay? I don't know. They always talk. They don't always talk. Some of them run. But it's like some guy in a suit, not even a suit, just like a suit jacket and a button-up walks in. And he's asking you questions. You're like, yeah, I'll sit down and talk with this random stranger in someone else's house instead of just fucking leaving.
But that's not what it says here in the transcript of the chat. I read the whole thing, so you might as well just tell me.
I don't know. I really don't know. I thought she was 18.
What's that say right there? What number is that?
15.
15, okay. Go ahead, sit down.
Sits back down like a
I
bitch.
don't remember.
Isn't that a little convenient that all of a sudden you're sitting here talking to me and you don't remember?
No, it happened probably last night.
Whole 24 hours ago.
Dude, I look back what I do last night, what I did last night. I don't remember a damn thing. I remember none of it. It's all escaped my memory. Every minute of every second of every part of last night is gone. So that means I can go do whatever I want with a child.
So,
A lifetime. Where did you come from tonight?
Lebanon,
I'm sorry?
Lebanon,
Say it again?
Lebanon,
And where's that?
Cincy.
In Cincinnati.
Why do you say Cincy? I'm sure that's a shorthand that locals use, like, oh, I'm from Cincy. But I don't use shorthand to describe where I live to people I'm talking with. Not that I do it often, but someone asks, like, oh, where I'm from. I'll say, oh, I'm from so-and-so. I don't say I'm from, the nickname. This guy's goofy.
How far did you drive?
I don't know, maybe an hour.
An hour. And what's your name?
Jeff,
Jeff, what's your last name?
Stacy,
Stacy. And what do you do for a living, Jeff?
work at
Are we sure Stacy isn't his first name with how high his voice is?
a deli.
You work at a deli. And do you often chat with...
This is going to make me sound like kind of an asshole here. But, when I go to get food, I typically want the person making my food not to look like Jeff. I don't know how bad that makes me sound. But, like, I do kind of judge the hygiene of people that make my food or are, like, behind the counter, like, that interact with my food or are close with it. And if, they're just kind of like a dirty person, I kind of get a little, like, eked out a little bit. And Jeff, I feel like he smells. I feel like he doesn't shower often and he doesn't use deodorant. I feel like he's a little like stanky.
Underage girls online?
Oh.
No. So this is your first time?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I hear that a lot.
I would say, yeah, you probably do, but this is.
This is what?
This is the first time I've ever met anybody offline.
Now, it seems like you're having some memory trouble tonight, so I'm going to remind you of some of the things you said in the conversation. You ask her if she's a virgin.
I ask everybody all kinds of stuff. It's just talk.
Do you...
It's just talk. That's what I do when I talk to someone. You know, I was down, hour or so south of me, helping out a buddy taking down some trees. And we stopped and had breakfast at a diner I've never been to, talking with people I've never talked to before. And I didn't ask a single one of them that question. Kind of crazy to think about.
Sleep naked.
What's wrong?
You know, that's not sleep. Do you sleep naked? That's not a question you ask people. I have friends that I've known for my entire life. You know, I'm 24. I've known them for let's say 15. And I don't know that. I don't ask that question. People don't ask that question. And Jeff, you know, I'm starting to think you're kind of a weird guy.
What's asking questions?
Shit.
Well, some of the questions are pretty graphic. You gonna be naked when I show up?
I don't like that he was silent for that one. I wish he said something. But you really think that some 15-year-old is going to see you? Well, actually, Jeff sent a picture of his head on someone else's body. And that info doesn't exist anymore. Those photos don't exist. They're, lost to time. But it's like, you really think some 15-year-old is going to be like, yeah, I'll be naked for this man when he arrives, this goofy-looking fella. That's such an odd thing. I don't even think a prostitute would do that. Hey, can I meet at your house and, you're naked when I get there? I don't even think they do that.
Legs spread and I will blank you right away.
Okay, so I said that stuff.
Then you say, oh.
So I said that stuff, man. So I shot this guy. So I stabbed this guy. So I robbed the store. What of it? Jeff, a lot of his interrogation and time with Chris is kind of a little boring. It's just a couple of funny bits throughout.
Oh, you're not a cop, are you? Why did you ask if she was a cop?
Because I had people who were drug friends, and they say that if you ask that they have to tell you.
You have people who are what?
I used to have friends that were druggies, and that's what they said.
Druggies. So the druggies told you that if you asked over the internet if they're police, they have to tell you.
Yeah.
I don't know how that rumor got started, but just so everyone knows, law enforcement, police, interrogators, detectives, they're allowed to lie to your face. And be like, they're allowed to lie. I don't know where people thought it's no, I use the magic word, you have to say the truth. It's not how that works. It's not like, oh yeah, I was gonna, bring you to the Sting house, but you asked if I'm a cop, so I gotta answer it. I hate that rumor got started. I don't know how it got started, and apparently it's been a thing for, a fucking long ass time. Where do people come up with that shit? They have to tell you. No, they don't.
So that's what you did.
Mm-hmm.
And why were you worried that it might have been a police officer?
I ask everybody.
He did not ask Chris if he was a police officer. Normally people ask if, Chris is with law enforcement. Or Chris is a cop or a detective or something. Stacy hasn't asked. Stacy hasn't asked Chris any of these questions. Chris, do you sleep naked? It's a question I ask everyone.
Just out of habit?
Yeah.
Well, doesn't it indicate that you're worried that if it was a police officer, you could get in trouble for what you were doing?
No, because I ask that to everybody.
To everybody. So you spend your time on the internet at night asking people whether or not they're cops, whether or not they sleep naked, whether or not you can perform sex acts on them.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff hasn't asked Chris a single one of these questions. I think Jeff might be a little embarrassed, a little shy about it. I think he wants to ask.
You do this all the time.
It's talking.
Talking. Yeah, but the difference tonight, Jeff, is that you went from talking
Jeff.
to showing up at this house where you thought a teenage girl was home alone. An underage girl.
I didn't know
You didn't know what?
that she was underage.
Do you want to go through the exercise again where we talk about what age is right here in the chat?
Chris says that like he's a teacher in school. Like, you didn't get it. Do you want to go through the exercise again? Like, no, I don't want to go through chapter 4.3 again. All right? I already understand fractions. It's just such like a grown response to someone who's obviously acting like a fucking idiot.
No, because I don't remember.
You don't remember.
I don't remember seeing the age.
Then why were you so worried about whether or not this was a police setup?
Because I asked that to everyone.
I asked that to everyone. My voice, you know, it's not that deep, but I physically cannot get my voice to be as high as his. Like, it's a question. I can't do it. Rumor has it he was sick when he came to this Sting house. Which one? You show it to someone how's sick to commit a felony. People don't see the issue with that. Sorry, there's a bird right outside my window. It's a red-headed woodpecker. Fucking going ham on one of my trees. But it's like, yeah. This guy's retarded. It's a question.
You ask her if she's horny.
What's wrong with that?
If you ask if she does anal.
It's a question.
It's a question. Asking someone if they do anal is not a normal question. Like, a couple of things I want to cover here. It's not a question you ask to someone. I don't think I've ever asked anyone that question. Do you do anal? No one asks that question. No normal person, unless you're like, trying to buy a service. And then another thing, why does he think, just because it's a question that makes it okay? Like, that's a tactic that some people use to this day. It's pretty common to not pretty common, but someone who's like robbing you or mugging you will ask for your wallet, but they have a knife or a gun. So technically they're asking for it and you gave it to them, but they're asking with a gun. So it's like, well, it's a question. I remember there was a video a while back. If I can find it, I will use it in here. This guy was in court crying about, I asked her for it. I asked her for it. And he was in there because he robbed some lady with a gun. But it's like, I asked for it, so that makes it okay. No, it doesn't. It's forced coercion, whatever it's called. And just making a question doesn't make it okay. God damn, I'm getting madder by the minute.
I know, but you're asking a question to somebody to identify themselves as an underage girl. And in this state, depending on the circumstances, that is against the law. Do you get that?
It's against the law to say it on there.
It's against the law to solicit an underage girl for sex. Yes.
That's not.
He looked fucking baffled there. Oh my god.
Against the law to solicit an underage girl for sex.
Look at his face. When someone explains a super complicated thought or teach me fucking advanced theoretical physics, that is about the face I make. When I was in class and my professor would start going on some thing about physics and chemistry and shit, that is about the face I would make of just, what the fuck is this guy saying? And Jeff is saying that about committing a felony against a child.
Yes.
That's not what if that's what it was, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
One, ignorance of the law is not an excuse. That has been well proven. But also, you don't know? You think it's okay? Oh, I didn't know it was illegal. Oh, okay, so that means you can get away with it. It's not. Ignorance is not an excuse, and people use it all the fucking time. Shit's annoying me. Jeff's annoying me.
You also sent this picture of yourself.
Yes, I know.
That's you.
God, I wish we had those photos.
And then you sent these pictures, too.
Yeah,
Who are they? What's all that?
just phony pictures.
Just phony pictures. Well, how come you cut the heads off?
I didn't. I just found them that way.
And you were trying to make believe that was you, or what was the purpose of that?
I don't know. It's just
God, I wish we had those photos. Because I really like to think it was like that big, brolic black dude. And like, like Jeff's pretending to be him. Like, yeah, that's me. It's a 6'8" bodybuilder. Like, yeah, I just trimmed the head off and send it as me. And unfortunately, those photos are lost to time. But God, I really wish we had those. That means it can be whatever we want. So, you know, you can picture any image Jeff sent, and it's the one he sent.
this dog. If I'm not really ever, I mean, it's nothing.
Doesn't seem to fit there.
I know it doesn't.
So what were you trying to do with all this?
Nothing.
What were you going to do if you had showed up here and a girl was here and I was not? What would have happened?
Well, he would have went upstairs in 5 minutes, obviously.
Probably a whole lot of nothing.
A whole lot of nothing.
Maybe a kiss or two, but probably wouldn't go farther.
You know, he's pretty shy. He would only do about a kiss or two and then violently have his way. You know how it is.
Did you bring condoms with you tonight?
No, didn't plan on it. Didn't plan on doing that.
Did you bring alcohol in your car?
No.
You're sure?
Yeah. Yeah, check my car. I don't care. There's no alcohol in my car.
But after all this sex talk,
It's just talk to me.
all this,
Just regular conversation piece, okay? You know, I might ask someone how their day's been, how, you know, work's been for them. Jeff asks if they do anal, you know? You know, different strokes for different folks, am I right?
graphic chat, did you expect us to believe that you had no plan
Nope, I didn't.
of having sex with this woman?
No, really, I didn't. Didn't bring alcohol. I didn't bring drugs. I didn't do any of that.
Yeah, but what you're saying now,
He says that like you have to bring that to perform intercourse. Like not bringing any Mike's Hard Lemonade or, you know, Bush Light doesn't indicate not sex. This guy is stupid. No wonder he's dead.
conflicts with what you said online.
It's online, though.
So you just made it all up. All
Yeah.
play, all chat.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is, Jeff, you showed up.
Chat is chat. Showing up is showing up.
Wrong to show
And
up.
that shows intent to follow up on what you talked about over the interview.
I didn't know that was.
I don't. He's like, well, I didn't know I couldn't show up like to a child's house or where an unaccompanied minor is after talking like this. I know he's just trying to make any excuse he can, but part of me thinks he almost believes it.
I wasn't intending to do it. It's just talk to me.
Just talk.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do this all the time on the internet?
Sometimes, yeah.
Are you addicted to the internet?
No.
Chris just asked if Stacy is addicted to the internet. I think at first Hansen was definitely in like the boat of like the internet is a disgusting cesspool and people that use it too much are addicted to it, and those that are addicted to it abuse it. And he's not fucking wrong. Chris nailed that 100%. People that are chronically online, which is, you know, just simply being addicted to the internet, are some of the worst people you can meet. And I think if Jeff was born, you know, 15, 20 years later and he was, I don't know, an iPad baby, you know, he would fit right in. He reminds me of those Discord moderators that are just chronically online. That is what Jeff reminds me of. Jeff would definitely play some World of Warcraft.
How often do you talk on it?
I don't know. Every day, maybe.
Every day.
It's just talking. I don't see the internet and real life are two different things. What says on the internet doesn't mean that's what I really think.
Well, that would be easier to believe, Jeff, if you didn't show up here tonight, where you thought a young girl was home alone.
No, I really didn't. Well, I knew she was alone.
Why would you be here?
I mean, I knew she was alone, but that
Chris got a little annoyed with that one. Then why are you here? the hand movements. Chris got a little annoyed with that one. I don't blame him.
didn't mean much to me.
You're an adult. She's a child.
Okay.
There are laws protecting children.
Okay.
Do you get that?
Yes.
Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you get why teen groups...
I don't know why Jeff was saying yes there. He obviously doesn't get it. His whole argument up until this point has been, ignorance and deflection. And he's like, yeah, I understand it. No, you don't.
Girls at a certain age cannot give consent legally.
Yes.
Okay.
That was a long pause. Sorry, the birds are loud today. I have my window open. It's fucking beautiful. Listen to the sound of the birds, all right? That's the most outside happy people are probably going to get today. But, Jeff, that was a long pause for if you understand that question. That should be like yeah, that makes sense. Not 3 seconds of silence.
So you understand why there's a problem?
Yes.
Okay. So what do you think should happen to you?
I really don't know.
Why don't you help me out?
Jail.
I mean, I'm sorry if all this happened. I'm sorry all this.
You don't understand, man. I'm sorry that I was going to commit a felony, bro. Across state lines, nonetheless. All right, my bad. My bad on that, Chief. Your Honor, my client pleads oopsie.
It's really a misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding.
I really did not intend on anything, really. Maybe meet to her, talk to her.
Pipe her
But come
down.
on. You know what you
But
said.
it's, I do know what I said on there.
I know what I
But
said.
that's what I'm saying. It's just talk to me.
Jeff, do you ever watch television?
Sometimes.
You ever watch Dateline NBC?
No.
Damn. That stung,
I'm Chris
Chris.
Hansen, and I'm a reporter for Dateline NBC. And we're doing a story on adults who try to meet teens on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
If there's anything else you'd like to tell us,
Damn.
we'd like to hear it.
Damn.
If not, you're obviously free to walk out that door.
I forgot with this Sting. They have a bunch of guys come out. They got boom mics, full-size cameras. There's a guy back here. There's 2 people here. It's that is pretty funny. Because with HVP or whatever, there would just be a couple of people like Ron Knight and 2 or 3 cameraman with little small DSLR whatever cameras. They got full on fucking film crews pulling up. God damn. I wonder that feeling in Jeff's gut. I wonder what that feeling is. Or just what's going through his mind right now. Because it's nothing good. Just silently walk out. I skipped over a decent chunk there just because it's, generic B-roll, basically. So we're just going to go over a couple of parts of his interrogation. We're not going to go over the whole thing. It's quite long. But there's a couple of bangers we got to see.
Charged with attempted unlawful sexual conduct with a minor, okay? It's a felony 5.
Please don't. I'm sorry. I didn't know.
He's so just limp right here. He's not propping himself up. His head's to the side. Please don't. No. It's like a little kid when you take away their fucking I don't know, their drawing or iPad or whatever the fuck. No. Please don't. No. It's exactly like that. This guy is fucking stupid. And he also said, I didn't know. What do you mean you didn't know, Jeff? I'm not saying, everyone should know the law, but you should have a basic understanding about, the common things, and also just common decency. Just being a decent, non-shitty person basically means you can never break the law. Don't stab someone, don't rob someone, don't attempt to rape a 15-year-old. And you're fine. You don't need to worry about anything. You don't need to worry about insider trading, Jeff. That's never something you had to worry about. But I didn't know that crossing state lines to, meet up with a child is illegal. You dumbass.
I'm not a child molester.
Well, you were a attempted child molester. If you listen to what he said attempted.
Well, evidently, you were going to molest a child because everything indicates that. You understand? She said she was 15, and you knew she was 15. You went to the house to solicit sex with a 15-year-old. Did you
I
not?
did not know.
I don't get that with people. I know I'm repeating myself with this guy, but I didn't know. What do you mean? How do you not know? It was sent to you one of the first things. Dude's a fucking idiot.
Right here it is. You had to know.
Oh, I don't pay attention.
That doesn't get it, okay?
I really
That
didn't
doesn't-
know that she was
That
15.
doesn't flow, all right?
Oh my god. This guy was like one of those opera singers that have like their nuts cut off. That's what he sounds like.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Now, what's your home phone number, Jeff?
I'm just going to kill myself.
We can work this out, all right?
No, I really.
I go Stacy's like, I'm gonna kill myself. And the the guy here doing the paperwork's like, we can work that out. What does that mean? You're gonna stage it? Is that what that means?
I'm just going to slit my fucking throat.
You relax, all right?
With a
No,
ballpoint
I'll
pen.
kill myself. Put me in jail and I'll hang myself. I don't care.
They have precautions for that, Jeff. They have precautions for that. Unless you're someone named Epstein, but who cares? What the fuck? It's such a half-assed attempt. This plastic Bic ballpoint pen pressed slightly on my neck is my attempt. Like, dude, come on, man. Go big or go home, bro. Reach for the officer's gun, man. Be a man.
Hand behind your back. And right there.
Like how he signed his name, sets the pen down. Was like, oh wait, I was gonna kill myself. I forgot. Whoops. It's definitely one of the funnier moments. But other than that, his interrogation was pretty boring. Just typical high-pitched no noises. So next up, we're gonna move to his chat. And his chat log is a bit shorter, so it should be pretty quick. But he messages first, asks for a ASL, and the decoy says she's 15, and he said he's 21. And he right away responds with, "Do you like older guys?" Like, does that not imply that you acknowledge the age? This part's kind of funny. Stacy asks, "Is your pussy tight?" He was like, "I think it is." They don't sell like measuring devices for that in the store, man. What does that mean? Is it tight? What like off of what reference? Like that. It's so stupid. Would you answer the door naked? That's such a wild no. Go to your front door and open it. See how open to the world that is? Like you're just gonna like be there nude? He doesn't think, man. Damn, 15-year-old and they have a permit. I had to be 16. Granted, I'm in New York. But Stacy's like, I got plans at 3 today. And it's like, okay, shuffle them around, bro. Like, you're so bossy in this chat, you can't boss around whoever made up these plans. I'm willing to bet he had a shift he had to do. He's like, I could get there by like midnight. So if it's an hour drive, he works at 3. He's done at like, let's say like 10. Get home, shower, and then an hour drive. That's probably what it was 100% work. And then he's like, oh, we can get a hotel room. A 25-year-old entering a hotel with a 15-year-old, I would probably throw up some red flags at the counter there. And then, you have to hand over your ID to get a hotel room. And the cleric's going to notice you're 25. And the decoy's going to be like, wait, you're 25? I thought you were 21. And then the cleric's going to be like, what the fuck is going on? I'm calling the police. Apparently Jeff shares a photo, and the decoy's like, huh. Like, that looks a little different from last night. Still cute, though. Built good. Cute. And Stacy's like, oh, I didn't show my face last night. Well, you sent a bunch of these little pics, and one of them had a face. Not a full face. Like, people can still, tell, face structure by even just a portion. And he's like, oh, well, it wasn't a full picture. This guy's weird. He is so weird. Okay, this is something that irks me. When, not that I asked this question or I've been asked this question, but someone asked, like, do you do, in this case, anal? And the decoy, someone's like, no, I haven't done it before. And this person's like, do you like it? How do you know? How do you know? What do you mean? Like, oh, well, what's your response to, I've never done this. Well, do you like it? How would I know, man? How would I know whether or not I like it or I don't like it? Like, hey, let's say I'm at like a function or whatever. Someone's like, hey, did you try like that dip over there? Oh, no, not yet. Well, do you like it? I don't know, man. I haven't fucking eaten it. Stacy is so stupid. Jeff's life after TCAP, for the first few years, was relatively unknown to the outside world. To the TCAP world, at least. He laid rather low, and he was eventually off for the RSO. But he met a woman in 2015 named Leeann, who was an adult, and the two were dating. In June 2018, they were married. Stacy did seem to be one of the few people on the show that actually turned their life around. Or maybe not, around like they're thriving, but they weren't a repeat offender, which is kind of the bar. Stacy seemed to be making progress, and like I just said, he never reoffended. There's no evidence of him violating his probation. So it's pretty good. Sometime around his marriage, I'm unsure of when exactly, the TCAP community found he was working at a dojo. There is a lot of pictures of him at the dojo. Granted, for how long he worked there's only about a dozen or so photos, but oh well. In the coming months after that, Stacy was less involved publicly with the dojo, and he would soon leave. But there is worth noting, there's zero evidence that Stacy ever did anything sexual or inappropriate with anyone. It is believed that Stacy did continue to work in karate, and Leeann was working as a drug counselor. Now, it's believed Stacy was still involved in karate some way. Because, a little spoiler here, but when he was found dead, there was a ribbon, like an award ribbon, in his car. And there was a badge that said, like, judge or, organizer for a little karate event. And it was rather recent. So there's some belief he still worked in this field, which is reasonable. But on February 20th, Jeff Stacy drove his Hyundai into the Lebanon, Ohio Walmart. And 2 days later, an employee found him deceased in his car. Officers arrived and he was pronounced dead. And I'm not going to go into too much detail about the autopsy, and I'm not going to show any photos of Jeff during this. The skip tracer on YouTube, along with Joey's TCAP, have a couple of videos that go into more detail about the findings. An email addressed to Stacy's mom and sister was found on Jeff's phone, stating how Leeann was abusive and threatened to accuse Stacy of forcing himself on her. And there is zero proof he ever acted this way. Zero proof he ever did this. So this is going to kind of be my basis for a couple of statements later on. But the inside of Jeff's car was messy with large amounts of cheap, unhealthy food, a walker, and several pill bottles or medicine containers. And it does appear that Jeff's health was on the decline, as he also had a handicap placard. And with the walker, it's kind of clear he wasn't in good shape. Like I said, for more info, do check out the skip tracer and Joey's TCAP. Leeann was notified of Stacy's death, and within 5 months, an eviction was presented to Leeann, as she had stopped paying rent. Leeann received the eviction notice on July 16th, 2021, stating she needed to leave within 10 days. On July 24th, Leeann set fire to her apartment, which spread to a neighboring apartment. Both were destroyed in the fire. During this time, she entered a third apartment and proceeded to raid the medicine cabinet. When law enforcement arrived, she was found in a lawn chair surrounded by several empty pill bottles. Pills were also found in her purse. Several days later, while being questioned, she stated that her family had started the fire, but her family didn't live close by. And she went on what I can only affectionately call a schizophrenic rant about how her family did it because they were going to start a bigger fire, but she had to start a smaller fire to stop them from starting a bigger fire. She was eventually charged and sentenced to 3 years in a mental hospital. I tried to look into her. I don't have Facebook, so I can't check Facebook. But never found anything. And as far as I know, which this is coming from Joey, is that she was let out within 1 year. So she burned down 2 homes and broke into a third and stole a child's medicine. And she got 1 year in a mental facility and she was out. She got 3 years and she was out in 1. So, great job, Ohio. You're doing us a big favor. And Jeff's best man in his wedding, this photo right here, the one he is flappy handing it with, is now married to Leeann. Unfortunately, I don't have the marriage record or any documents stating that, but Joey from Joey's TCAP has mentioned that he saw it on the Lebanon, Ohio page. So they're probably married now. Now, this section here is purely my belief. This is not fact. I am not here to slander Leeann. I am not here to state her state of mind or how she acted or her beliefs. This is 100% my opinion. But I do believe that Leeann and Jeff abused pills and other drugs together. Leeann working as a drug counselor is a large basis of my belief, knowing it is not unheard of for those in medical fields to often abuse their power to illegally source drugs or be abusers themselves. Dr. Jeffrey Beck, who was also caught on TCAP, is believed to have done this. Dr. Jeffrey Beck has a section in his wiki that I added. I added this. I found the report from the Maryland Board of Physicians regarding Jeffrey Beck's time on To Catch a Predator. And in this, it mentions how he abused his power with prescription medication to prescribe medicine to patients who weren't actually in the hospital, or to label pills to be destroyed or were destroyed that weren't actually destroyed. So, Dr. Jeffrey Beck who was also caught on To Catch a Predator, worked as a pediatrician, a similar field, at least medicine-wise, in regards to Leeann, who worked as a drug abuse counselor. And Jeffrey Beck abused his power when it came to prescription medication. It is not impossible to believe that Leeann did something similar. But I also want to say, this is 100% my belief. This is not, I am not here to slander. This is not me stating this as fact. This is me stating this as my opinion. Stacy is believed to have, at one point, or currently, well, not currently, now, but to have an issue with drug abuse. He mentioned in his time with Hansen that he had several druggy friends, and he had a court document released stating issues with drug use. And he did also have epilepsy, which I'm not saying, you have epilepsy, you're a drug abuser, but it is possible that he abused his medication for that. And Leeann, when she was arrested, was high on a bunch of different fucking pills. So, I mean, that right there does kind of seem like a little something. But another thing I want to point out is, this is me on my own little rant, but Leeann has the eyes of someone who is crazy. This is 100% my belief. I'm not here to slander Leeann, but sorry, but she has the eyes of a crazy person. If you've interacted with a lot of people, you've no doubt come across someone who kind of has those same eyes that Leeann does. And while they might not have been crazy with you, you detect a pattern in people that have that look that Leeann has in her eyes is kind of similar across the board to others with that same look in the way they act. This is not me stating a fact. This is me stating my belief. And I will stand by this. This is my belief that I've come up with on my own accord. But it's just what I think. I do believe that Leeann is a fucking psycho, and that she was directly involved with Stacy's demise. So, what do I mean about Leeann when I believe that her eyes say that she is crazy? I am a believer that the way that someone's eyes look kind of lead into their soul. Not necessarily like their soul in the traditional sense, but their soul in the way they act, the way they talk, the way they treat others, and the way they treat others when that person isn't around. I believe that just looking someone in the eyes is enough to gauge whether or not they are a good person to associate with. Not saying whether or not they're a good person, but just whether or not I want to be around them. And I base that on, many years of personal experience. I have known people that have looked like Leeann when it comes to the eyes, and every single time they have acted in the same way. And that is how I base my belief on that one. I'm not saying those eyes make you crazy, but I am saying that I haven't been wrong yet. This is not a fact. This is just simply my belief that the eyes of Leeann are an entrance or a view into a person. And looking at that, you're able to gauge much more about a person than you could with just looking at them. Their eyes indicate a lot about them. And Leeann, to me, is someone that falls on the wrong side of that category. I'm not trying to profile anyone. I'm not trying to mention a specific race or a specific subgroup or a religion or anything. This can cross any sort of barrier that we humans have put in. It is something that I've used personally in my own life, and it's something that I've noticed every single time is that I'm right about. And Leeann just gives me that vibe. That is what I'm going for. I'm not making, a medical statement. I'm not making a legal statement. This is just purely my own belief. And that's kind of what I wanted to go for.